Good evening, Lalita Raj. So, now we are in the process of revising. Good evening, Con D1. Revising the chapter on classification of elements and periodicity in properties. We are discussing some competitive exam questions. First, let us briefly revise the salient aspects once again to remember. So, good evening, Joel Samraj. So first, the concept of triad and octet. Triad is the group of three elements showing similarity in their properties. Octet is the group of 8 elements showing similarity in their properties. Good evening, Ganesh and Zoparman. So these triad and octet systems are valid till the element calcium. Later on, Mendeleev proposed the periodic table or periodic law. Periodic law states that the properties of elements are periodic or repetitive or similar functions of their atomic weight. Based on this law, he arranged the elements the increasing order of their atomic weight in the form of array. Array means AR or AY. Array consists of rows and columns. The rows are called periods. Periods of elements, collection of elements in the rows are called periods, and collection of elements in the vertical columns they are called groups. So he arranged the elements in 7 periods and 8 groups. Each group he divided subgroups, A subgroup, B subgroup, like that. So advantages of Mendeleev periodic table: he could predict the properties of the elements which were not discovered during his lifetime. So he named those elements with the prefix Eka. Eka means in Greek similar. Eka. So Eka boron, Eka aluminium, Eka silicon, like that. So he could, good evening, Dhanalakshmi. So he could predict the properties of elements. Mendeleev could predict the properties of elements which were not discovered during his lifetime. He called germanium as Eka silicon, like that. Silicon is also semiconductor. Germanium is also semiconductor. So germanium was not discovered during the lifetime of Mendeleev. So he called that he could predict that the element is semiconductor. Germanium is actually semiconductor. The limitation with Mendeleev's periodic table: some of the elements with the higher atomic weights were placed before or earlier in the table, which is against the arrangement of periodic table. Periodic law. Later on, this limitation was overcome by Moseley. Good evening, Tarun Kongu. So Moseley proposed the modern periodic law, or it is called Moseley's periodic law. It is similar to Mendeleev's periodic law except for the last word. Atomic weight is replaced by atomic number. Moseley's periodic law states that properties of elements are functions of their, or periodic functions of their, or repetitive or similar functions of their atomic number. Good evening, Kanishka and Sarvesh Pranavram. So this Moseley constructed long form of periodic table or modern periodic table. He removed the concept of subgroups as proposed by Mendeleev. He continuously numbered the groups from 1 to 18. Continuously numbered the periods from 1 to 7. So Mendeleev's periodic table, Moseley's periodic table or long form of periodic table or modern periodic table consists of 7 period collections of elements, 18 groups. Then once again, first 2 groups, they have valence shell configuration NS1 or NS2. So they are called S block elements. Last 6 groups, they have valence shell configuration NS2, NP. Valence shell means outermost shell. So outermost shell configuration is N is the principal quantum number. N minus 1, N minus 2 are the principal quantum numbers, shell numbers. We have studied in the atomic structure in the second chapter these aspects. So hereafter, the aspects studied in the previous chapter will be cumulatively referred in the future chapters. So you should have a compromise relatively remembering all the salient aspects every time. That is to be noted. So p block elements have the valence shell configuration ns2, np1 or np2, np3, np4, np5, np6. So s block elements and p block elements, they are called representative elements because most of the compounds we are aware of contain any of these elements mostly. Very few elements will contain D block and F block. Their compounds will also once again contain. For example, if I tell lanthanum pentanickel or lanthanum nickelate. Lanthanum nickelate means lanthanum is one metal, nickel is another metal, oxygen is S block element, nickelate. So S block elements and P block, oxygen is P block element. So S block elements and P block elements represent most of the compounds, chemical substances you are aware. So they are called representative elements. D block elements, they will have salient properties. We will consider them later in a chapter in your 12th portion. At present, D block elements valence shell configuration is ns2. Penultimate shell configuration is n. Penultimate shell means shell inner to valence shell. n-1 d orbital can accommodate maximum 10 electrons, d1 to d10. So they have variable valency. Iron chloride, there are two types of iron chloride, FeCl2 and FeCl3. In FeCl2 iron valency is 2. In FeCl3 iron valency is 3. In everywhere chlorine valency is only 1. Chlorine valency is only 1. So since they have variable valency, they are called transition elements. D block elements are called transition elements. Then F block elements arise due to the valence shell configuration is ns2. Penultimate shell configuration is n-1 d orbital may or may not contain electron. If it does not contain electron, d0. If it contains one electron, d1. But innermost, that is anti-penultimate shell, n-2th shell, its f orbital maximum capacity is 14. 14 electrons can be accommodated. So n for F14. F block elements are called inner transition elements. They have additional, they behave like transition elements. Additionally, they possess the property of nuclear reactivity. This also we will see later. And what are the 4 important properties to be studied in the periodic table? First one, radius. Second one, ionization potential or ionization energy. Third one, electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity. Fourth one, electronegativity. So radius is of types: atomic radius, covalent radius, ionic radius. Radius or size is nothing but distance of the outermost electron of the atom of the element from the nucleus. Similarly is the case with the ionic radius. So radius increases along the group, radius decreases along the period. Factors influencing the radius are screening or shielding effect, effective nuclear charge, half filled or completely filled configuration. I am just revising because we have to see from question number 12. Last class we have seen up to 12 questions. From 13th question we have to see. Once again, let us revise. I am briefly revising. You listen, go through the slides, recall the aspects. That will enable you to answer quickly. So this ionization energy is the energy required to remove one electron from an atom. So energy required means energy has to be supplied. So it is a positive value. Ionization energy decreases along the group because along the group shell increases, outermost electron has least control over the nucleus. Least control over, if you have a cinema theater, those people sitting at the last will easily escape. Similarly here also outermost electron will easily escape out of the nucleus. So it can be easily removed. So good evening, Danapat Talavar. So its ionization energy decreases. Ionization energy decreases along the group because of the increase in shell size. but ionization energy increases along period because effective nuclear charge increases. You have seen what is meant by isoelectronic systems. Systems with the same number of electrons, they are called isoelectronic. But higher the nuclear charge, electrons will be pulled towards the nucleus. Opposite charges attract each other. They will pull, if they are pulled towards nucleus, the distance between the outermost electron and nucleus decreases, so size decreases. Size decreases along the period, increases along the group. Ionization energy increases along the period, decreases along the group. Screening effect also, we have seen the effect. Half filled and completely filled configurations, you cannot remove electron. So they have maximum ionization energy. Ionization energy is of types. First ionization energy, second ionization energy, third ionization energy. Energy required to first electron, remove first electron, second electron, third electron. So third electron has maximum energy, second electron has medium energy, electron removal has medium energy, first electron removal relatively easy. So if you compare the radii of the neutral atom and ions, radius of the cation or size of the cation is the smallest. Size of the anion is largest. Size of the cation decreases with increased positive charge, whereas size of the anion increases with increased negative charge. These aspects we have studied. Electron gain enthalpy. Next one is electron gain enthalpy. When one electron is added to a neutral atom, it releases energy. That is called electron gain enthalpy. This first electron gain enthalpy is exothermic, it will release. But chlorine electron gain enthalpy is negative, it will release energy in the chloride formation. But oxygen, if you add one electron, it becomes O minus. But electron is also negatively charged. Like charges will repel each other. Against the repulsive force, you have to add the electron, so energy has to be supplied. So second electron addition is endothermic. Up to this we have seen. Electronegativity is the capacity to attract the central electron pair towards a particular atom. So this just recall the S block elements, P block elements. The first two groups are called S block elements. Last 6 groups are called P block elements. Middle 10 groups are called D block elements. Bottommost sets of elements, they are called F block elements. So lanthanoid contraction and actinoid contraction, additional electron goes to the innermost F orbital, so size will reduce. Up to this. And also we have seen about the naming of synthetic elements, elements with atomic number more than 100. With some notate. All this you got to remember. These aspects, last class, you have finished up to 12th question. You have finished up to 12th question. Here today also, individually, those who are capable, they can do it individually. Don't worry about the validity, but if you understand, next time you will mark the right choice. That is the idea. Now, last class we have seen about up to 12th question. Now 13th question. Now 13th question. Good evening, Jaswant, Lakshmi Pari. So 13th question, 2010th year is asked, among the elements calcium, magnesium, phosphorus and chlorine, order of increasing atomic radii is given. So if you look at the choice, your eyes will be blurred, everywhere less than. You have to patiently write separately the elements. So magnesium and calcium are S block elements, second group elements, and chlorine is the halogen. Chlorine is the halogen, and phosphorus is before that. So if you have nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine in second period, nitrogen, phosphorus, oxygen, sulfur, fluorine, chlorine. So I told already, You try to remember small groups. 2 days, 3 days, once one group you remember, one group of elements. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, like that. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, like that. So if you, so here next to nitrogen, phosphorus. Next to oxygen, along the group, sulfur. Next to halogen, fluorine, you have chlorine. So these are in the same period. Magnesium, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, they are in the same period. Let us check. We have periodic table. Third chapter, you can have the periodic table with you and refer. So magnesium is in the third period. Phosphorus is also in the third period. Chlorine is also in the third period. So magnesium, phosphorus, chlorine, all are in the third period. Below magnesium, you have calcium, fourth period. In this way, we have written here. So magnesium, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, all are in the same period. Magnesium, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. But calcium is in the group of magnesium. You have to remember, the question is atomic radii, increasing atomic radii. So we have to remember atomic radius increases along group. Increases along group, but decreases along period. So from here it is a period. So nitrogen will be less than. So it will be like this. Magnesium will be decreases along the period. Decreases means it will be maximum. So magnesium is higher, then comes phosphorus, then comes sulfur, then comes chlorine. But along the group, it increases, radius increases. So before magnesium, you have to put calcium. So calcium. So before magnesium, you have to put calcium. So I have reversed the order, sorry. Everybody, please let us check. Sri Vishnu, good evening, Sri Vishnu. Just given some thing. Option C. Good. Lalita Raj and Sri Vishnu. Option C. Along the period, atomic radius decreases. Along the period, atomic radius decreases. Along the group, atomic radius increases. Decreases means minimum value is then higher value, then higher value, then higher value, highest value. So that is why it is in that thing. Others, if you have any doubt, you can ask. So along the group, radius increases. Along the period, radius decreases. These 2 points so we know the facts, but we have to apply. We have to apply. How to apply? You have to write the elements in all the elements in a particular period. If the particular element is other group, you have to write it this fashion. So for this, among the elements calcium, magnesium, phosphorus and chlorine, the correct order of increasing atomic radii is option C. That is, radius of chlorine is less than that of phosphorus, less than that of magnesium, less than that of calcium. Next, 14th question. Which of the following represents the correct order of increasing electron gain enthalpy with a negative sign for the elements oxygen, sulfur, fluorine and chlorine? Here also electron gain enthalpy increases along group. Increases along group decreases along period. These 2 points you got to note down. So all will be negative because Cl will be forming Cl minus. F will be forming F minus. Good evening, Padma Krishnan. So O minus O will be forming O2 minus. S also will be forming S2 minus. Every ion, every atom will be forming its monovalent or bivalent anion. So first electron gain enthalpy we are comparing, not the second electron gain enthalpy. That is why it is mentioned as negative sign. Negative sign means first electron gain enthalpy, because we have studied second electron gain enthalpy is positive even for oxygen. So negative sign means first electron gain enthalpy. So electron gain enthalpy, let us check. Oxygen and sulfur along group. Oxygen and sulfur. Fluorine and chlorine. So electron gain enthalpy, sorry, whether I don't know what I have told, please make a note. So your application is correct. I might have mistold. Everybody notes electron gain enthalpy decreases along group. Decreases along group is one point. But from left part, that is electropositive metals, periodic table, there is no electron gain enthalpy. Only in the right part there is electron gain enthalpy. So you have oxygen and fluorine. From left to right, electron gain enthalpy increases. Electron gain enthalpy increases. But along the group, electron gain enthalpy decreases. Why it decreases along the group? You have one electron here, outermost shell. If your group means shell is increased, the outermost shell is there. To this outermost shell you are also adding electron. So there is a large amount of repulsion. Large amount of repulsion. So if there is a repulsion, there is a repulsion, you have to supply excess energy. Everybody, please listen patiently. Don't worry about the variation I am telling. Let us check one by one. Please, here oxygen and sulfur one group. These are called chalcogens because they form metallic elements. Fluorine and chlorine, they are called halogens because they give salt. Gen means producing. Salt producing is halogen. Chalco means ore, metallic compound. Ore producing means halogens, chalcogens. So here oxygen, sulfur one group. Fluorine, other group. Oxygen is small size atom. Sulfur is large size. But fluorine is smaller size. Along the period decreases. And chlorine is larger size. So along the period, so you have nucleus at the center. The electron is outermost shell. To this electron, once again if you add electron, repulsion is maximum. Repulsion is maximum. Against the repulsion, you have to supply energy. So it is increased energy. So along the group, electron affinity increases. Increases along the group. For along the group, I should use to put this arrow. That's why I got confused. Along the group, electron affinity increases. So that is why oxygen has a lower electron affinity. Sulfur has higher electron affinity. Fluorine has lower electron affinity. Chlorine has higher electron affinity. So in this way, it is mentioned. Oxygen and sulfur are in the previous. So if you compare oxygen and fluorine along the period, it will increase because fluorine is halogens will be readily form their ions. Oxygen group will not readily form its ions. So for this, the correct choice is option 2. Please make a note. So because I have told in a different way, some of you have based on my comment, some of you have given thing. I am wrong, not yourself. So please make it a point. So option B is the correct choice. Now, next question, 15th question. The correct order of decreasing ionic radii among the following isoelectronic species. Don't worry about the number of electrons. Just note down, isoelectronic species means species with the same number of electrons. Isoelectronic species means with the same number of electrons. All have same number of electrons. So electronic charge is same, but protonic charge varies. Protonic charge depends upon the atomic number. So effective nuclear charge varies. Effective nuclear charge varies in these systems. We have studied that radius of the cation is the smallest, radius of the atom is neutral, radius of the anion is largest. Once again, in the case of radius of the anion, multiple charge species have still smaller radius, like that. Whereas in the case of anion, multiple charges will have higher radius. This concept you have to apply. So Ca2 plus maximum positive charge. So it is the lowest radius. K plus medium positive charge, lowest radius. So these two are cations. So they have lower radius. S2 minus is wrong because it has two charges. Cl minus, let us is Cl minus. So in this way we have to tell. So first, if you reverse this order, anybody please make a note. If you have any doubt, you can post. Let us not post the optimistic figurative comments. Try to understand yourself. If you have any doubt, ask. So R minus is greater than R plus. Or R2 minus is greater than R minus, greater than R, greater than R plus, greater than R2 plus. This is the idea. One more time. Ganesh and Sivaperuman, please, everybody, please listen. We are not comparing the trend along the group or period. We have just note down R is the radius of the atom. This R means radius of the neutral atom. R plus means radius of cation. R minus means radius of anion. Cation, how it is formed? By the removal of one electron. Removal of one electron. If you remove one electron, the shell may decrease. You have seen sodium atomic number is 11. Its electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. For sodium atom, outermost electron is 3s electron. But if it has become sodium plus, this electron is lost. So its electron 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Outermost electron is p electron, 2p electron. Here for neutral sodium atom, outermost electron is 3s electron, higher shell. Whereas sodium ion, 2p electron, lower shell. So if you remove one electron, the shell size decreases from 3 to 2. Shell size decreases. Generally, removal of electron may decrease the shell size. That is why if you remove the electron, it becomes positively charged. So that is why positively charged species has the lower radius than the neutral atom. Next comes atom, neutral atom A and its anion A minus. A has some number of electrons. If you want to have A minus, you have to add one more electron. If you add one more electron, it may go to neutral, may or may not go to neutral. So generally acceptance is going to neutral. If it goes to neutral, size increases. Based on this Ganesan-Sivaparoman, you have to note down this relation. For this, already we have seen for chlorine. Let us, everybody listen. Newcomers, everybody. You compare these molecules of chlorine. That is HCl, hydrochloric acid, Cl2, chlorine molecule, and there is a compound called ClO2. We know CO2 is carbon dioxide. CO2 is carbon dioxide. Similarly, ClO2 is chlorine dioxide. ClO2 is chlorine dioxide. In all these molecules, chlorine dioxide, chlorine, hydrochloric acid or hydrogen chloride, in all these molecules, chlorine is there. But in hydrochloric acid, chlorine is negatively charged. Chlorine is negatively charged. Chlorine is negatively charged. Here, chlorine is neutral. Chlorine is cation. So, chlorine size is smallest in the case of chlorine dioxide. Chlorine size is medium in the atom. Chlorine size is largest. So, generally, good. So, understood? Okay, good. Ganesan-Sivaparoman, radius of the cation is the smallest. Radius of the atom is medium. Radius of the anion. More charges means cationic charge, least radius, like that. More anionic charges means most radius, like this way. So here S2 minus, double negative, maximum negative charge, so maximum size. Cl minus, 1 negative, medium size. K plus, 1 positive, and Ca2 plus, 2 positive. This is the correct order. Good. Let us move to the next. So once again, to repeat the question with the correct choice of the answer, the correct order of the decreasing ionic radii of the isoelectronic species following is the correct order. That is option C. Yes, sulfide is greater, radius of sulfide is greater than that of chloride, greater than that of potassium cation, greater than that of calcium cation. Good evening, Amit and Kannappa Rajendran. Everybody note, this is a type of different. So far, we have seen about the species. They will give the species. Hereafter, they will give the electronic configuration and you will be required to compare the ionization energy. So, amongst the following elements with the following electronic configuration, which of them may have the highest ionization energy? Already we have seen that one of the factors of ionization energy is half filled or completely filled. So from half filled configuration or completely filled configuration, it is very difficult to remove one electron. Difficult to remove one electron. So in your double seat arrangement buses, nowadays everybody only one. Corona time, only one will be sitting. So if one more fellow comes, none of these fellows will allow. Nowadays it is corona. Forget aside the corona situation. In normal situation, none of these fellows will accept this fellow to sit near him. Everybody will ask, why don't you go to other seat? Why don't you go to other seat? Like that. So it is the most stable. So you cannot, also he cannot ask anybody to stand up, go out. He cannot tell. So it is very difficult to remove one electron in the half filled or completely filled configuration. So whenever electronic configurations are given, you got to look for half filled or completely filled. That's all. So first, so P2, don't worry, 3P2, 4P3, 3P1, 3P3. These are the configuration. First one, valence shell configuration is 3P2. Second one, 4P3. Third one, valence 3P1. And the 3P1. And for 3P3. Here, P3 configuration is half filled because P maximum is 6. P maximum capacity is 6 electrons. Half of 6 is half filled, P3. So P3 configuration is most stable. Once again, a question may arise. There are two P3 are there, 3P3, 4P3. But along the group, 3P3 is one group, 4P3 is the next element in the group. Along the group, ionization energy decreases. Ionization energy decreases. So only maximum ionization energy is for P3. Maximum ionization energy, maximum means highest, is P3, 3P3. Let us check. Dhanalakshmi, you have put 4P3. Nice. B and C, B and D choices check. Dhanalakshmi. B choice is also 4P3. D choice is also 3P3. Both are P3. But along the group, outermost electron, fourth shell electron can be easily removed. Third shell electron has to be difficult. You have to supply more energy. So maximum energy has to be supplied for the removal of third shell electron rather than fourth shell electron. So 3P is the, so also we have studied about the penetrating power. Penetrating power, 3P has a more penetrating power than 4P. Penetrating power, 3P has a more penetrating power than 4P. So maximum, anybody having the doubts? So you have to choose only P3 configuration. All are P, P1, P2, P3. Most stable is P3 and P3. But there are two types of P3. 3P3, 4P3. Which electron is easy to remove? 4P electron is easy to remove. Easy means lower energy you can supply. 3P is difficult. You have to supply more energy or maximum energy. That is why this one. Any doubt, Dhanalakshmi? If you have still more doubt, you can clarify. So once again, to repeat the question with the correct answer, among the elements with the following configuration, electronic configuration, option D, that is element with the electronic configuration neon, followed by 3s2 and 3p3 will have maximum or highest ionization energy because 3p electron is very difficult to be removed. You have to supply maximum energy. P3 is half-filled configuration. Good. Now, hereafter, other chapters, from other chapters, questions are asked. Let us check. You will see the 17th and 18th question bit later. Related question, as we have seen previously. Which of the following, last question was highest ionization energy. Here it is asked lowest ionization energy. Which of the following electronic configurations of the atom has the lowest? So you got to compare the valence shell atoms. Valence shell atom, because energy required to remove the outermost electron, 2p3 electron, 3s1 electron, 2p6 electron, 2p5 electron. So here in the second period, these are in the second period. This is in the third period. So third period, along the group, ionization energy decreases. Along the group, ionization energy decreases. So 3s1 electron can be easily removed. Easily removed. Easily removed means lowest ionization energy. But all other 2p3 and 2p6 half filled configuration completely very difficult. 2p5, but it is in the second shell. Second shell electron, third shell electron, which can be easily removed. We have a gallery, last most step, he will easily escape. Inner shell, he has to look somewhere and then move. That is to be noted. So, for this question, let us check the correct answer. So, among the following electronic configurations of the atoms, option B with the electron 3s electron. 3s electron is the outermost electron that can be easily removed, easiest removal. It requires lowest ionization enthalpy. Here also comparison of the size. So radius and size are similar terms as far as periodic table is concerned. Radius also size. Radius increases means size increases. Radius decreases size because small sphere, large sphere. Radius increases means size also increases. Already we have seen for the cations radius is smallest. For the anions radius is the largest. Is less than mean ascending order. Ascending order is given. So calcium 2 plus, K plus, first itself may be correct. So calcium 2 plus bipositive. So the same arrangement. Radius of the cation is the smallest. Radius of the atom is neutral. Medium. Radius of the anion is largest. But radius of multiple charge increases. Radius of the multiple positive charge decreases. These are the points to be based on this. Calcium 2 plus, radius of calcium 2 plus, size of calcium 2 plus less than that of potassium plus, less than that of argon, less than that of chloride, less than that of sulfide. Here they have not specified isoelectronic. All these are isoelectronic. All these are isoelectronic. Next, which of the following arrangements represent the same question already we have seen repeated? Oxygen less than sulfur, less than fluorine, less than fluorine. It is repeated. So it is repeated twice. Once of a previously we have seen. This one 2010, 2005. It is repeated question. The repeated question. Next is ionic radii. Ionic radii are dash. Inversely proportional to the effective nuclear charge, inversely proportional to the square of the effective nuclear charge, directly proportional to the effective nuclear charge, directly proportional to the, we have seen that the effective nuclear charge is inversely related to the radius. Don't worry about whether it is ionic radii or atomic radii or covalent radii, whatever they said. Effective nuclear charge is inversely proportional to the radius. Here ionic radii is inversely proportional to the direct question. So effective nuclear, higher the effective nuclear charge, more protons are there, more positive charge is there. More positive charge will attract the existing electrons towards the nucleus. So electrons are forced to move towards nucleus, size decreases or radius decreases. So effective nuclear charge is inversely related to radius. That is given. Good. Option 1. Lalitha Rajan. Nice. Now, this question is important. Everybody listen. 24th question. Among K means potassium. Potassium, calcium, iron and zinc. Potassium, calcium, iron and zinc. The element which can form more than one binary compound. Right, Dhanalakshmi, nice choice, good. So here potassium, we have seen about the transition elements. Transition elements have more than one valency, we have studied. But iron and zinc also transition element. So zinc is an exception. So more than one valency, these two are transition elements. Already the common example we have seen, iron chloride, two valencies are there. So binary compound means compound between two atoms. Lalita Raj, correct. So two atoms. Binary compound means compound between two atoms. Iron atom and chlorine atom, zinc atom and chlorine atom, potassium atom and chlorine atom. Here potassium and calcium are S block elements. They are representative, they are not transition. These two are transition elements. These transition elements, the exception is zinc. You will see the aspect later. But we have seen the example only with iron. That's why. Good. So iron is the correct choice. So more than one binary compound. Example of binary compound, FeCl2, FeCl3 or FeSO4, Fe2SO4 thrice. This is called ferrous sulfate, ferric sulfate, ferrous chloride, ferric chloride, FeO, ferrous oxide, Fe2O3, ferric oxide. So there are two stages. So this one is binary compound. Let us not go into this. Let us see the previous one. Already we have seen left one question. Everybody, sir, the video is not clear. Others, Kanishka, other than Kanishka, video is clear or not? Kandiban, Ritaraj, other than Kanishka, video is clear or not? None of you may post yes, clear, or clear means C, not clear means NC. You can put quickly. So the stability of 17th question, the stability of +1 oxidation state increases in the sequence. Actually, this is not in this chapter. This is in some other chapter. P block elements. You will see later. P block elements. So P block elements: boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. So from along the group, there are two. This group is also exception. There's two types of valency, +3 and +1. So boron trifluoride or boron trichloride. But aluminium chloride, TLCl, it is not TLCl3. You will see them later due to inert pair effect. At present, along the group, everybody make a note for this. Along the group, lower valency is more stable. Lower valency is more stable along the group. Along the group. So for this group, there are two types of valency, +1 and +3. So lower valency is +1. That is asked. So more stable means most stable is thallium. Most stable is thallium. So aluminum chloride formula means AlCl3. Gallium chloride, there are two types of formula, GaCl, GaCl3. Indium chloride is a bit difficult to separate. Indium chloride and indium trichloride cannot be obtained. Cannot be obtained, but it can be easily. But thallium chloride only one valency. So this aspect we can see later. At present, you know down. 18th question. This is also important. Please make a note. Which of the following ionic species has the greatest proton affinity for a compound to form stable compound? Everybody, what is mean by proton? Proton is the hydrogen ion or hydrogen cation. Hydrogen cation. So what they have asked? Yes, affinity. Affinity means capacity to join. If they join, they will form a stable compound. You try to write NH2 minus plus H plus. So write the equation. NH3 minus and plus get cancelled. F minus plus H plus H of I minus plus H plus is Hi, but Hs minus plus H plus is H2s. So of these, which will you write easily? Of these four compounds, which compound you are most aware of? Only ammonia. Only ammonia. Good. Ganesan Soparma. So ammonia is the hydrogen fluoride is there, hydrofluoric acid is there, hydroiodic acid or hydrogen iodide is there, hydrogen sulfide is also there, but the most stable compound is ammonia. So ammonia is everywhere. How to find whether the compound shows dipole moment or not? Right. We can clarify this one. This we can finish. This question is asked, how to find whether a compound has dipole moment. First, everybody, it is important for all of you in the next chapter, chemical bonding, it will come. Everybody will make a note. We will have a glance idea of what is meant by dipole moment. Everybody listen. Pole is a fractional charged species. Fractional charged species is called pole. For example, let us consider these two compounds, sodium chloride and water. Sodium chloride and water. Everybody listen. Sodium chloride and water. Next chapter we will see the structure. At present, note down. Sodium chloride is called ionic compound. 2,2-dimethyl propane. Right. That also. Find it for dipole moment. So, right. Okay. Let us be quick. Dipole moment is charge into the distance of separation of charges. Charge into similar to moment is equal to, in physics you might have studied, moment equal to charge into distance or force into distance. Here dipole moment means fractional charge into distance. One positive pole, one negative pole. Combination of these poles is called dipole. dipole moment is developed by some scientists, Debye units. So unit of dipole moment is Debye units. So dipole moment minus. So everybody listen. He has asked for the, you might have seen in the question, Lalita Raj question. First let us write the course name. With this we can finish. 2,2-dimethyl propane. It is mentioned. Prop means 3. So 3 carbon atom. This is called propane. Propane means 3 carbon atoms are there. They are numbered whenever left to right or right to right. Left middle carbon is the second carbon. The second carbon contains 2 methyl groups. Second carbon contains 2 methyl group. And this is also dimethyl. This is propane means this is the structure of 2,2-dimethyl propane. You see, compound is highly symmetric. Carbon atom is attached to 4 same type of methyl groups in a symmetric angle. So it has symmetry everywhere. So it is a symmetric molecule. Symmetric molecule means its dipole moment is 0. Dipole moment is similarly CCl4, carbon tetrachloride. Its dipole, but ammonia dipole moment need not be 0. So ammonia, so it depends on the dipole moment, depends upon the relative electronegativities. Everybody make a note. Dipole moment depends on electronegativity. So more electronegative means central atom will be attracted towards this. This is means by dipole moment. I think if you have any doubt, you can get it clarified. With this, let us finish. So this question is also in other chapter. Silicon. This is P block element and D block element. So that's why some of the questions are from other chapters. So with this, let us finish. Any doubt? You can. So everybody, please make a note of all types of questions. If time permits, let us see the NCERT questions also later. Thank you.